Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Brittany Predmore. I'm an admission counselor here at Pace University. We're actually going to be getting started. We were trying to wait on a few more people that we had coming. We're going to get started. We do have my colleagues with our Oasis program here. They're going to be presenting a little bit later. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm going to start off with a brief presentation about the Wetchester University campus of Pace University. And then they're going to go into some of the resources that we offer our students with learning disabilities. So I'm going to get going. All right, so as I said, I am Brittany Predmore. I'm an admission counselor here, and this is Pace University. We really feel that Pace offers a unique feature that we call our Pace Path to students here at both campuses. The Pace Path is ultimately a goal or a plan that's set in place for each student that attends Pace University that's supposed to help get you from the starting line freshman year to the end line of graduation and help propel you to your next phase into working and being in the real world and adulting, as they call it. So it's based on a customizable four-year plan. So that means it follows the student and is specific to that student that it represents. We base it on strong academics, where we have an average class size of about 20 students, and that is on the larger side, with most of our classes being about 8 to 10 students per one professor. So we really like to focus on that close-knit and interpersonal relationship between professor and student. We also provide our students with dedicated mentors and advisors that help facilitate and coach students along their way so that they're on track with the courses that they need to graduate in a timely manner. We also have career building internships is a key focus of this PACE path. PACE typically requires students to have 1 to 2 internships before they graduate, with most of our students having anywhere from 5 to 8 internships, while they're here with us at PACE. This really just helps make sure that students have the hands-on learning experience they need to be successful in the real world and provide students with job opportunities prior to even walking the stage. Here at PACE, we do have over 150 majors as well as accelerated programs and graduate degrees. We break down those majors into 6 different schools or colleges within PACE. One of them being our College of Health Professions. This is home to our nursing major as well as our health sciences majors. We have our Dyson College of Arts and Sciences, which is our arts, humanities, natural and physical sciences, as well as some other courses. Students become familiar with Dyson as part of the liberal arts requirement of a PACE degree. Means that students take anywhere from 45 to 50 credits here with Dyson. Then we have our Elizabeth Hall School of Law. That's our law school, and it's actually geared more toward our graduate students. But we do offer a combined degree program where students would receive 3 years of undergraduate degrees and then 3 years of a graduate level and their JD Law degree. We have our Lubin School of Business. This encompasses all majors having to do with business, so economics, finance, marketing, management, to name a few. We have our School of Education, which helps set up students who are looking to teach anywhere from birth to grade 12 in a classroom setting. And then we have our Seidenberg School of Computer Science and Information Systems, which is all things technology, computer software, and programming, as well as some AI programs. So here at PACE, we like to make sure you're successful. And one of the things that we think is very successful for students is our Career Services Center. We provide students an opportunity to get counseling with a career services advisor that helps just do anything from coach them on their resumes and help build resumes, help with networking skills, as well as prepare them for interviews. They'll even go so far as to help make sure that you're dressed appropriately for interviews so that you are prepared for that interview and to secure that job. We do offer a career services internship fair on both campuses twice a semester. This just provides students an opportunity to have employers come to you versus having to go out and explore them for yourself. This is a brag page, as we call it, of different groups and organizations that have hired our students. As you can see, there are some very popular brand names here, and we're very proud of those, and our students do very well with these groups. So as we are focusing on the Wetchester campus today during this presentation, I'm going to give you a little bit into what it's like on campus. We consider it close-knit and close to New York City. We're about an hour north from the city, and our close-knit community feel is really very inclusive and makes students feel very comfortable, and as they'll say, more like a family at this campus. So Westchester is typically what you think of when you think of traditional college living. It's a 200-acre campus that's recently gone renovations, and it is beautiful and very modern. Our location makes us prime to an abundance of internship opportunities that range from Connecticut, New York, as well as over in Jersey, and then even into Westchester itself. You can enjoy the best of both worlds as you have access via shuttle or even with a railroad station that's in the heart of Pleasantville that our shuttle can take you to, and you can access the New York City campus. We also offer vibrant and diverse campus life here with over 150 clubs and organizations, as well as Division II men and women's sports that I'll mention a little bit later. We offer 5 different dorming styles for our students on the Westchester campus. 2 of them are semi-suite and suite style living. That would be Alumni Hall and Elm Hall. Elm Hall is specific to upperclassmen. Alumni is specific to our first year students. And then Martin Hall and North Hall are community style living, meaning that there are shared communal spaces like the bathrooms, and you only have about 2 students per dorm. North Hall is our dorm located specifically for transfers. And then we have something called the townhouses, which is more of an independent living style that provides students a way to get more comfortable with being independent and living on their own, but still close enough to access all the resources of on-campus living. 75% of our first year students do tend to live on campus, with the other 25% being commuter. There are just some pictures of our Pleasantville campus. This is outside of our dining hall, as well as our bookstore. This is our lovely student assistant presenting Alumni Hall, which is our first year hall. This is also one of the recent renovations that PACE has done. These are students at the train station in town, as I mentioned earlier, one of the modes of transport. They do have to pay to get on the train, but it's very accessible to where students are liking to go, whether that's in the city or to surrounding towns. All right, and then briefly, we do have that second campus. It's our New York City campus. That presentation is on Wednesday, so I will not go into it too much, but basically New York City is also a home base for us, and it's located in the heart of the financial district in Manhattan, and it has close proximities to Wall Street, Silicon Alley, Times Square, Madison Square Garden, to name a few. If you're looking for hustle and bustle, New York is your place. So I mentioned we do have 14 Division II men and women's sports. This is just a quick list of both sides. We also have a spirit squad that includes cheerleading, pep band, and dance available to students, as well as club sports like men's soccer and baseball. And they're always looking to add on to our club sports versions, but this is just what we have for now. We have over 150 clubs and organizations. That's part of our campus life. We have anything that ranges from academic to fraternity and sorority, to just general interest for students. It varies each semester or year based on the general interest of our student body. And then our PACE education does cost less than most people think. Some people are frightened when they hear New York private institution. However, 95% of our students receive some kind of financial aid, with the average amount of financial aid being $25,000 in institutional aid. We offer students combined packages based on merit and financial need. So we ask that students submit their FAFSAs for their family, which is 2 years prior. We offer scholarships and grants, work study, and campus job opportunities. We accept outside organizational scholarships. And then we also have federal and state aid available to students. There is the net price calculator and merit scholarship estimator. It's a great resource and helpful tool for students and families to figure out how much PACE is actually going to cost you, or what you may qualify for with some of your grades, GPA, things of that. So if PACE is next for you, some of the application requirements are next on your list, and it's going to require an application and typically a fee. It's usually about $50. We accept directly applications to PACE or with the common application. We ask for an official high school transcript that's sent from your school counselor. Typically, it's 3 years of academic history for us to help predict a trend. We are test optional. We know that it's been very difficult, especially in 2020, to access these ACT and SAT sites, but PACE is completely test optional. We do have we ask for 2 letters of recommendation, typically a counselor and then a teacher, a coach, or just someone who can speak well to your character. We just ask that it not be a family member or a friend, as they tend to be biased. And then an essay or personal statement, it's going to be anything that you choose to write about. We will provide prompts when you complete the application, both on Common App and with PACE. Some important deadlines to keep note of. We've already passed our early decision deadline. That was November 1st, but our early action 1 and 2 dates are coming up. They're on November 15th and December 1st, respectively. If anyone's interested in the School of Performing Arts, that has a hard deadline of December 15th for academic admission. And then our regular decision students and nursing students, the deadline is February 15th of 2021. So just some important ones to date. And then this is the general contact. My email is below over there in the right-hand corner. It is my email and number, as well as our undergraduate slides for both New York City and Wetchester Campus. At this time, I'm actually going to have my colleague, Julie Sicoccio, come onto the screen, and she's going to present the next phase of how we help support our students with learning disabilities here at PACE.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Brittany, that was an awesome presentation. I would like to introduce myself. I'm Julie Sicoccio, the Program Administrator on the New York City campus for the Oasis Support Program. At the moment, we do not have a Pleasantville program, but we will have one in fall of 2021. A brief overview of the program. The program began in 2008. I have been with the program since it began. And our students applied directly to Oasis through a separate application process. It's important to note that our students receive accommodations, but no modifications. Students in the Oasis program are, we like to say, PACE University students first and come to Oasis for the academic and social support that they need for success in college. We support students with high functioning autism spectrum disorder and a variety of other learning challenges. We like to pride ourselves on the success of our students. They are independent, they're confident, and they become extremely successful. Some of our resources for the success of our students is the one-to-one academic coaching. Our students meet every day with the same academic coach in a distraction-free office at an assigned time, a time that is mutually agreeable to the student and works in well with the coach's schedule also. We offer social work support. Everything is confidential, and the social workers will help with any anxiety that might be associated with transition from high school to college, or as you go on in your years. They also help with any anxiety at all in your life, in your college life, in your personal life, either or. We have an educational coordinator who helps with registration, course selection. We also have a housing coordinator for students who elect to dorm on campus. She can help with room selection, and she will remind everyone of the application deadlines. We have a full-time internship and career counselor who prepares our students with their resumes and cover letters and helps with job readiness. Just want to give you a few program statistics. For students who stay in our program from their freshman year until graduation, we have an 85% retention rate, which is extremely high in comparison to most colleges in general. The average GPA of our program every year since its inception is above a 3.0. For students who stay in our program from freshman year through graduation, we have a 100% graduation rate. All of our students graduate. And we pride ourselves on our one-to-one individual academic support. Just a brief viewing of our staff. We are fully staffed. We have our program director, Kay Torres. I'm the administrator, Bob Cotrera, who's going to present also, is our educational coordinator, and Anthony Martino, who is also presenting, is our internship and career counselor and also an academic coach. As you can see, we have many others on our team, both full-time and part-time. So now we come to the opening of our Pleasantville campus, which we are so excited about. The opening of Oasis Pleasantville is scheduled for fall of 2021, and it is, as Brittany mentioned, the suburban campus life, opposed to the urban campus life of New York City. The program will be a little different than the New York City version of Oasis. We will be offering 3 levels of tiered support. They will include academic coaching, the social work support, and social activities. We will also, at every tiered level, offer registration services. The tiered structure is, as you can see, it's right here. We haven't solidified exactly every facet of it, but it's going to look like this. The first tier will be academic coaching and registration services. The second tier will be a combination of coaching, the internship and career services, registration services, and some social work support. And the top tier will be every service we provide, as we are a fully comprehensive program. And I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Bob Cutrera, who will explain the academic coaching piece to you.
Thank you so much, Julie. Hi, everyone. My name is Bob Cutrera, and I'm the educational coordinator for the Oasis program. Along with being the educational coordinator, I'm also a full-time coach. As a full-time coach, I meet with each one of my students 1 hour a day, 4 days a week. Before the semester begins, I collect all the syllabi for each one of my students. A syllabus is generally a 4 to 8 page document with all of the course requirements included. There's a lot of information in these documents, and it's my job to condense the information from each syllabus into the most easily digestible form possible. So I do this for each syllabus, and I present it in this condensed form to my students, which is a big help and is the best way to start off our semesters. After I do this, I break down all the major and minor assignments that are due in each course, and also organize these in a list to present to my students to make sure everyone understands what is due, when it's due, and what is required for each assignment. As the semester goes along, I assist students with their assignments. If this is a paper, I help outline and to jumpstart ideas like an introduction for an English essay, or create a study schedule for a math midterm. So Oasis coaches really are very detailed with their students in order to help them best prepare for any and all kinds of assignments. Outside of the coaching sessions, Oasis coaches also communicate routinely with professors to make sure we are fully updated on what's going on in class, as well as making sure that any changes that have happened to the syllabus over the course of the semester are communicated to us. We also facilitate the accommodations that our students are legally granted. These are very important. Services such as note-taking and extra time on exams are registered with SAS, and we work closely with SAS to make sure they are delivered in a timely manner. Outside of these services, we also offer career and internship counseling. So I'm going to pass it off to my colleague, Anthony Martino, so he can explain more about that.
Thank you, Bob. Hello, everyone. My name is Anthony Martino, and I'm the internship and career counselor here at the Oasis program. My role was created here at Oasis because our students were getting overwhelmed and anxious having to visit career services. And we felt our students needed more individualized attention. At Oasis, students receive one-on-one attention on a weekly or biweekly basis, depending on grade level. Juniors, seniors, and underclassmen who are actively pursuing internship opportunities meet more regularly. We have seen an increase in student participation, especially with freshmen, since Oasis has been their dedicated resource for internships and careers. I also assist our students with resumes, cover letters, internship and full-time job applications, as well as connecting them with opportunities such as mentoring days with organizations around New York City and various workshops. I also work with organizations to help students find internships that match their interests and skills. During the second semester of their freshman year, we give our students the opportunity to take an interest inventory to assess their interests and strengths. By doing so, we can help guide them towards the courses and majors that they need to succeed. This assessment helps students identify their work personality by exploring their interests, resulting in having a less difficult time in deciding on an appropriate career choice. We also begin the resume and cover letter process, especially with students who have shown early interest in obtaining internships. And in their junior and senior years, students participate in our employment ready workshops. Here, they begin learning about various workplace cultures through instruction and field trips to companies and organizations. They learn about effective communication skills and the importance of building good relationships with coworkers. Also, through role play and video representation, they learn and practice professional behavior, conflict resolution, as well as develop an elevator pitch. In the workshops, students will engage in 2 rounds of mock interviews with volunteers from various companies, such as JP Chase, Salesforce, Morgan Stanley, as well as the Mayor's Office for People with Disabilities. After the interviews, they will receive constructive feedback from the interviewers. All students who participate in these workshops are guaranteed 160 hours of paid internships for the summer, with mentoring and feedback so that we can reinforce the positives as well as strengthen the weaknesses that they may have seen during their experience. We have been connecting our students with opportunities with companies and organizations throughout New York City, especially with those who have begun initiatives to hire individuals with differences, such as JP Chase, Bloomberg, and Goldman Sachs. Also, continually connecting them to workshops held by companies such as the Federal Reserve Bank, Barclays. We leverage these relationships so our students will have an increased chance of beginning their careers in something closely related to their majors. Currently, the national average for individuals with autism obtaining a job after completing a 4-year degree is 20%. At Oasis, 80% of our students have been obtaining internships and 75% of our graduates have been gainfully employed. Our most recent graduates have gone on to work as in such roles such as a data analyst for Goldman Sachs, a packaging manager for a company that makes inclusive toys for children with learning differences, a merchandising assistant for Scholastic, as well as an accountant with Group M. Thank you for listening, and now I would like to turn it back over to my colleague, Julie Sacoccio.
Hi, I'm back. I would love to explain the application process to everyone. We have a very brief and telling 3-page application for our students to complete. It is definitely all questions about our students. And it helps us to get to know our students based on their responses. We also ask for a personal essay so the students can tell us something that they wouldn't otherwise be saying verbally. It gives them an opportunity to put it all in writing. The documentation required for our application is a current neuropsych eval, an IEP from high school, a high school transcript, and letters of recommendation. If a student chooses to apply to the Oasis program, they can apply simultaneously at the same time they're applying to PACE, or they can apply separately and after their acceptance to PACE. Part of our application process is also a formal intake with the student and parent or guardian and our administration. This is my contact information. If anyone wants to email me or call me, I'm happy to give you any information that you may think of after this brief presentation. I just wanted to mention one thing. Sorry, Brittany. Before we conclude, I just want everyone to realize that we are a support program on campus. We have our own space, and confidentiality is huge for us. Any student with a learning challenge has the legal right to 100% anonymity, and we take that very seriously. We have our own space on campus. We have a full staff, as you saw before, with everyone that was mentioned and titled. And anything and everything that goes on in our space is confidential. Students do not need to disclose the fact that they participate in Oasis, if it makes them uncomfortable, and we will never, ever, ever reveal a diagnosis. Thank you very much. Now it's time for some Q&A.
That was great, Julie. Thank you so much. And we actually got a couple in the chat, so I will go through those. Anthony and Bob, if you guys want to come back on, and I'll just go through some of them. One of them that I see first is about, are you able to apply to the Oasis program in the middle of the year?
You know, yes, you can apply. It's just difficult for us to do a mid-year acceptance. Although if a student is a PACE student, we will definitely accept you into the program. The difficult part is that we are a self-sustaining program. So we staff according to our enrollment. So in the fall semester, if we have 50 students, we make sure that we have enough coaches to cover the 50 students for 1 hour a day, 4 days a week, and perhaps maybe even a 5th day. But like I said, you can apply if you want mid-year, and we would be more than happy to accept you if you're already enrolled at PACE. But if you're looking for admission for the following fall, anytime you apply is good for us.
Awesome. Okay. I do see one that kind of came out from, and it's probably more for admissions. We are having in-person tours available offered to students starting next week. It is a sign-up basis. Families have to register online. You can actually find that on our website. We only have like a couple spots per time, with some of them starting, some of them start this week. This is the week of the 9th. I apologize. They've been trying to give us the lowdown, and we get information a little bit slowly or it just got approved. So do go on to the website. It'll give you the most up-to-date information, as I myself am still getting briefed on that. The next one that I see is, can you please give some information about social activities and support through the program?
Sure. Social activities are planned weekly. Every Friday, we have pizza for our students. Some students participate, some don't. We don't mandate the social activities because some students want to come to Oasis merely for the academic support, maybe the social work support, take advantage of the registration services, which we offer to all of our students, but not everyone wants to participate socially. We do plan social activities for our students weekly. Right now, one of our coaches is in charge of getting that going on, and we usually do it on Friday afternoons. So she will have a Zoom.
Oh,
We
no.
might have lost Julie there. Just to pick up where she left off. So she's on a Pizza Friday. It's being held virtually at the moment, but they have a Zoom. It's like a large gathering, and students just chat about their weeks, their classes, what they're watching on Netflix, and, you know, just getting to know each other for those who don't really know each other well, and just to catch up for those who do. Along with this, which is a great thing, our social coordinator, she takes the ideas that students propose for further activities, things like a Netflix party where some students get together and watch their favorite movie or movie they haven't seen, or a TV show. And she helps coordinate those sessions. So all students have to do is attend. So it is never on the student to think like, oh my God, how am I going to connect with other students in this program? Just, you have your coach to ask to help connect you with the social coordinator, as well as the social coordinator themselves.
Awesome. Okay, so there was a parent who said their daughter recently applied to PACE through College Board. Should she have also applied to Oasis at the same time? And do you still have to send it to Oasis then if you're interested in the program?
So we do have our own separate application, and we ask that you contact us. We'll provide you this application. It's also on our website, but if you have any questions, we are here to answer. But yes, please apply to us separately as well. It is necessary.
Perfect. I'm going to take this one. It's, what is the student population at the Wetchester campus? So we have about 5,000 students on our Wetchester campus. These range anywhere from residents to commuters. We have students that come from 48 different states and over 100 different countries. So we really do have a very diverse student body. And Julie's back. Cool. From my end, it really is a very inclusive and very, like I said, diverse group. So that's a little bit of what the Westchester campus is like. What if you're a transfer student? Can you still apply to Oasis?
Yes. Yes, you absolutely can still apply to Oasis. As I said before, with the regular application, please contact us. We will make the transition as easy as possible. And please also visit our website to take a look at that application, but do not hesitate to contact us.
Okay. And it says, what are the costs for international students, if any, and have, do they have the possibility of obtaining scholarships?
Is that for us, Brittany, or for you?
So I think this one is a little bit, if they can provide us a little bit of clarification, because if you're looking to apply as a Pace University student, we don't have, I don't believe, any additional international student costs, because we go based on like campus specific, as well as full-time versus part-time students. And then there is for general Pace students scholarship opportunity available as we package merit and financial need in terms of financial assistance. And then for you guys, it kind of depends on if they're visiting or if they're degree seeking or really not.
Right, and for us, once a student is a PACE student, there's no difference. Fees are always the same, and once they're accepted to the university, we accept them to the program.
Great. And then what type of neuropsychological evaluations are needed? Is it like a brain scan, or like, can you explain a little bit more in detail of what's needed?
Sure. I actually have a list of all the test requirements. We'd like a neuropsych to be current within the last 2 or 3 years, and the testing needs to show the adult measures. A neuropsych from when a student is 13 or 14 would not tell us exactly where the student stands today. The most important thing is that we understand where a student is today so that we can best help them. If there are any questions, I'm happy to connect anyone to our social worker, and she can explain it in greater detail.
Awesome. How often do students need to meet with housing coordinators, social coordinators, or social workers?
So we ask that our first year students meet weekly with our social workers. It's purely just to make sure their transition to college goes smoothly. It's for the housing coordinator. That is primarily based upon if a student is dorming on campus. We ask that you check in with the housing coordinator semi-regularly, especially if you're new, just to make sure you have everything you need in your dorm and that you're able to connect with your RA, all of the nuances that go along with housing. And social coordinator is completely voluntary. There's, as Julie said earlier, it is not required. It is there as an extra service that we are happy if you make use of, but you'll still get a lot out of the program if you don't make use of the social coordinator.
Awesome. Anthony, this one is for you. I know that Julie had mentioned that we do not disclose a student's diagnosis or their involvement in the program. When they meet with internship opportunities or employers, are employers made aware, or do we still keep that confidentiality, or how does that work?
We keep the confidentiality. Obviously, if we are working with an organization that knows our student population, then they would know. But however, it's up to the student whether to disclose or not to that organization, be it within the interview, within the application process is fully confidential. But when they get to the interview, they can disclose then, and then otherwise they can disclose at an offer if they do get an offer for an internship or a job opportunity.
Or not, right, Ann? Is it mandatory that they disclose?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay.
All right. And then also, so is there separate housing available for Oasis students?
No. Our students are PACE students first. they have the option of housing with another Oasis student. If they become friendly, they can request to dorm, together. But our students just submit their application like every other student, and they would be dorming with the general population if they don't choose to dorm with another Oasis student.
Okay, great. If anyone has any additional questions, feel free to ask them now. I was going to say, otherwise, if you guys have anything else that you want to give students, families, tips, advice, anything like that.
I think, we try to be as inclusive as possible. We are very transparent. Anything you need, feel free to reach out. My phone number is there. My email address is there. And, any questions that you might think of after tonight, because the program, we have been around for a very long time, but I'm not so sure if most of you or any of you have even heard about us. But we will have a strong presence in Pleasantville as well, and we are happy to see you on either campus.
Awesome. We did get a couple questions. Is there a specific, I'm going to go with both. What are the deadlines to apply? Do you guys have a deadline to apply to the Oasis program? And then I can give the admissions deadlines again.
We have rolling admission, so anytime, but it has to definitely be before the semester begins, because like I said, we staff according to our enrollment.
Perfect. So then on the admissions side of PACE, if you are looking for deadlines, our early action 1 and 2 are November 15th of 2020 and December 1st of 2020. And then our regular decision students deadline is February 15th of 2021. If anyone's interested in the performing arts, that's a deadline of December 15th. And nursing is also in the regular decision of February 15th, 2021. And then, is there an additional fee associated with the program? Was our second question.
Yes. The Oasis program is self-sustaining. We are a freestanding program. Although we are part of the university, we do not have a budget. We survive on program fees. The university has imposed a fee of $7,000 per semester. In Pleasantville, that would be the top tier. I'm not exactly sure about the fee structure for the other tiers. I believe the first tier will be somewhere around $3,500, and then the middle tier will be somewhere in the middle. We have not put anything in writing yet because they're still working out the specifics of the program.
Sure, we still have time. Is there anybody else with questions? Does anyone else have anything to add?
Just want to say that as a coach, I really, really enjoy coaching. It is a great part of our program. It's the foundation of our program, and the bonds that coaches establish with their students is so unique. And I can guarantee all of you come to the program, you will get the full, undivided attention of your coach, and you will develop a strong bond with that coach.
And Brittany, I'll just add that, since they have brought on a career an internship counselor at Oasis, our students have been gainfully employed. When the position was first created, we invited, I believe we reached out to all, and we received about 12, I think, replies. And all of those students are now gainfully employed for meeting with us, revising their resume, working on their interviewing skills, and preparing them for the world of work.
Great.
That's fantastic. So I hope this has provided you all just some insight onto how we help support students with learning differences here on the Wetchester campus. If anyone's interested in the New York City one, that is on Wednesday at 6 p.m. So feel free to join us. Otherwise, I thank everybody for joining me, my colleagues included. Thank you guys for your time. It's always so great to learn all that we offer and all that you guys do, because it is definitely appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, have a good evening, everybody.